I would love some feedback on my new niche web design agency. G'day, Brendan here from Australia. I have launched my new business, legal sites, web design and online marketing for lawyers. I would love some feedback. You guys or girls are the experts here. Please let me know what you think so far. General advice or tips would also be appreciated. Thanks, Brendan. I'm no professional, but aren't you supposed to be if you are going to build websites? One page is not a site that will outrank great websites. Isn't that what you are about? Being better than the best. You should know these things. I did a test on Dare Boost and your site got a 65%. My sites get 87% to 94% and I use Weebly. People say Weebly sucks as for those site testers. I'm not sure if they are 100% accurate, but just by looking, I'd give it about a 65% myself. What I saw before I went to test your site is one page and not really much information on the site as a whole. If you are going to make your customers a site like that, you will need to charge $1.95. Just telling you the way I see it, others might see it different. You asked. Ripping review by Minai Vanman. Love the honesty. In my opinion, your website is fine. Why? Because it doesn't really matter much at this point. I recommend two things. 1. Remove prices. Your focus should be on the client and what they need. What if they need an $8,000 site? What do you do then? 2. Reach out to a bunch of small lawyers and ask them if you can build them a free website in exchange for a review on Google. Maybe even throw in that they pay you $500 when they get their 5th lead through the website. What have they got to lose? This does two things. It gives you an in to start a relationship with some businesses. Half of sales is relationships. If you are regularly talking to 100 lawyers, you will never run out of work. It also gives you incentive to make their websites generate business. Build the sites, install Google Analytics, and learn SEO, making tweaks and changes as you go. After a few months you will start to see what's working and what isn't, and most likely will be generating some leads. At this point you will have some great reviews, happy clients that will likely keep paying you since you're now producing results, and a few lawyers that will send you referrals. Depending on the type of law, lawyers make good money, so it's in their best interest to spend $300 or lead when they are making $1,200 per lead. I've heard a lot of people have great success by being straight up and saying, hey, I just started doing web design and need some clients to practice on. You don't have to pay unless you get great results, and all I ask is that you promote me if I do a good job. People love this shit. If you go through all this, it will be 6 months from now and you won't have to ask if your website is good because you will know from experience. Good start, but I assume it's not yet complete, right? I'm still looking for that umph. When it comes to the theme. Also probably some testimonials or projects you've completed. This is a good advice. You can partner with them. It doesn't need to be that high, but don't undervalue your service and what you can provide them. You're the expert in the site creation. Try analyzing what they currently have if they have a site and pinpoint maybe areas for improvement, what their competitor is doing and what your suggestions are. Hi. Here are some random thoughts by a former practicing lawyer currently employed in-house. I understand that you're just starting out and the website is still under construction. However, the first impression of this current iteration of your website is not very good, unfortunately. It's not convincing to me and does not convey professionalism, especially considering that you market yourself as an expert in web design for lawyers. You have to understand that potential customers would look at your website as model for how their own law firm website could look like. And from a lawyer's point of view, It's not appealing because it does not exude the kind of professionalism associated with the legal industry. So, my first suggestion is, try create your own website as if you were a top law firm that competes with your target audience. Try to immediately wow your target audience from the start. Second, if you put too much emphasis on your law degree and use it as a reason to trust you, this only highlights the fact, PLS correct me if I'm wrong, that you're not an attorney yourself and have no experience working as one. Unfortunately, this will work to diminish any expert status you want to project. I'm also skeptical about stressing that you come from a lawyer family because it makes people think you're the only one in the family that decided not to follow a legal career. Then how can you be an expert for law firm websites? I would also replace the graduation photo with a photo that shows you in a suit and tie for the same reason. Just pretend you're an actual lawyer for the photo. Perception is everything. I was also thinking, if you're from a lawyer family, perhaps you have a sibling whom you could team up with and put him or her on the website as a co-founder or board member, or even just as an advisor, similar to what is called an of counsel in a law firm. He or she need not actually do anything, but it would lend credibility to your service that you are lacking now. The above is just my first impression of your website. I'm sure you can do a great job with it. Good luck. P.S. I second what the other posters in this thread above me have said. Some random thoughts as I browse the site. 1. The hero banner and the words in it needs to be heavily reworked. The text are generic and have no power. Site design is too generic. With Wix, Squarespace and Weebly nowadays, Joe can throw up a site under 2 hours and it won't look bad if he's using those Wix or SS or Weebly templates. 2. The most powerful section of your site is that 5 reasons why legal sites is the best fit for you section, but it's too far down the page. I would suggest shifting it up to below the hero banner, or better still, condense it and put those in the hero banner itself. 3. The photo of yourself in the grad gown doesn't inspire confidence. How about removing the gown and wear a suit instead, and take a professional photo of yourself with your lawyer family, since that section says it would be a good fit. Shots like this, for I love the law runs in my blood. Maybe change it to the law runs in our blood and make it your tagline for customers to easily remember you by. Lol. Kelso Law Works or Kelso Legal Sites. The law runs in our blood. 5. The order in which the info are displayed on the site in terms of importance feels kinda messed up. 6. I'm not sure what you're building your clients' sites with. But if it's WordPress, then for your list of services for the $99 or maintenance plan, you can even pad on extras like site speed-up services to make it more attractive. E.g. Studies show that 70% of site visitors leave if their home page doesn't load in 3 seconds. All you need is to install cache plugins plus CDN and you got this covered for them. How is his site fine? If you was looking to hire him today, would you think his site is fine? You would want a site like that? If he is referring his site to potential clients, I don't understand how his site is fine. For those prices, his site needs to be so cool I get a tingle in my balls when I read it. Sorry, another ripping bit of honestly, I didn't get the tingle. It's a really good concept and I don't normally think websites move the needle as much as people give them credit. Having said that, I think a business should provide the example that all others should aspire to. So if you own a lawn care company, have the best garden in town. If you're a trainer, be the fittest around, and if you design websites, you better have the best website around. This isn't quite there for all the reasons everyone has mentioned. There's just not enough about what you can do for the client. I lost interest pretty quickly, right around the grad photo. I think it's a great niche. I think it'll do well. All the best. Man, I literally launched it this morning. It's still early days and the guy you replied to launched his web business before it was perfect. He created a really good thread about it recently. I don't have any clients yet and I'm doing my best. I read the forum rules. It says that we have to be respectful. I figured it would be worth posting here to get some feedback from people who are in a similar niche. I started my wedding DJ business 5 years ago before I even owned a PA system. It was far from ready or perfect. I asked for feedback and jumped in. It worked out really well and I've been a professional DJ ever since. One of my redeeming qualities is my willingness to ask for feedback. So here I am, asking a group of plus 50k entrepreneurs to give me their 2. Thanks to everyone who has been respectful. I'm honestly happy with any feedback, even if it's a bit harsh. I'll take everything on board and keep improving. This world needs more brutal people like you with no holds barred opinions, because these feedback are the most valuable. What a turn on. What I mean when I say it's fine is that effort is best spent making sales and actually getting clients. Spending more time on the website is going to have much slower results, and without a base of results to present it's not super useful. Plenty of people sell websites and don't even have a website themselves. I've sold sites to people that never cared about my site. They cared that I took the time to get to know them and their problems and present a solution that fits them. Saying it's fine wasn't a critique of the website but more of a suggestion to put the focus elsewhere. I'm also hard. This is some quality feedback from a man that knows his stuff. I would take it to heart if this is going to be one of your sources of income. We have so much technology at our fingertips. And yet I see a very plain Heroes section with 3 laptops just sitting there? Unacceptable. Was right when he said $1.95. Okay, with the bashing now down, let's get down to business. In this day and age of video or animated sliders, there is no reason to have a business card look to a website. You need color, action, or maybe a touch of excitement. But, how can you do that? Well, if you spend an hour Googling the top law sites you will have an assortment of what a site can be. Rank them and learn from the best ones. Be honest. If something is bad, it's bad all day long. I'd even go 2 steps further than having a picture of you in a suit. How about you and your family all in suits? The ones that are lawyers. I agree with all the advice that's been given so far. You have a start. But really, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 2. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Better to hear it here than to find it out in the marketplace. Don't feel bad, I give my sites a 4 or 5 maybe. I build sites myself, and I'm not thrilled with my results. But I have found 3 of the best people in the world that design websites. Do what you do best, and don't tie yourself down by trying to do everything. Good luck. But honestly, if he is going to sell websites, couldn't he do better than this in 30 minutes? I'm just trying to help him. If he can't make his own website, how is he going to sell someone a site and make them one? Later tonight, if I don't forget, I'll spend 15 minutes making a site and then post a link to it. I'll spend 30 minutes before I start, gathering a small amount of lawyer info and use his info also. Total equals 45 minutes. Or, how about some of you spend 30 minutes making a site too? We can make it a group effort and help him out maybe. Color of your logo doesn't resemble any other color or theme of colors on your page. Use color that is more in tune with other colors. Please do it. I love a good showdown, even when it's in something as nerdy as website design. Site looks good on mobile. If you want to speed up things, then having prices listed is a good thing. Try to find less stock-looking background images. Computer desks, conference glass door or wall, etc. are overused. That doesn't look good at all. I do logo design and branding for companies, and I can tell you right away that your logo isn't good as the website design. It seems out of place. Why? Because that's not how you do a logo. The icon is too generic and doesn't fit the font very well. What does that icon represent? Logo should be able to work in only one color. If you make that icon black you will lose the design. So, I went to all the work 24 minutes to make a site, and then the op changes his site to show a great site he has already made and clearly shows he knows how to make a much better site than he has linked above. If you would like to see some of his good work, go back to his site and follow the link he has provided. Op, follow what you've done on the marriage site and potential customers will be pleased. Yes, it is much improved. But I think it has a long ways to go. I say throw down the gauntlet and let the games begin. Come on, are you gonna stand by and let someone run away with first place and not even give him a run for the money? I still think the heroes section is dull. I like the testimonial and the steps that are listed. That could be much more exciting to see and easy to read by taking it from a list format into a graphic format. I won't go into detail on that because I don't want to influence the contestants in this race. Let's see your work. I'll make one myself too, if I can get a couple of customers I'm working on first. Embroiled in my own marketing efforts right now. Lol, it wasn't a contest, I just thought he sucked at making websites. My site was going to only be worth $1.96 but it took me 24 minutes. Lol, I know his site has a long ways to go but at least he has proved he does know how to make a site. It seemed as though he was just winging it and one wing seemed to be broken but it looks as though he was just bluffing. Now the only thing wrong is the one-page site. The one-page site is something I've been debating with myself and others about. Have you done a post on this you could point me to, or explain here why it's a good or bad idea? I have actually heavily researched this exact situation. The question is it better to have 10 one-page landing pages or one site with 10 pages all on the same site? The answer is no. The reason is ranking. If you can have 10 great pages on your site, you can increase your traffic by 10 times. That is the key to ranking, and ranking is the first, second, and third most important metric in digital marketing. What I do is to write extensive blog posts about particular topics. Then I promote those posts individually, and my ranking for my keywords has been steadily climbing using this method. Not to mention the added benefit of as long as they're there, they might as well check out what else I have to offer. I may be wrong on this, but it seems to be working well for me. I might combine both methods. But instead of landing pages, I could morph that idea into video ads, animated ads, and landing pages. Why not have it all? All of them would point to my main website, so my end result will be what I'm after all along, ranking. Thanks for bringing up this great question. I will be watching to see what input others have. We will all improve in the process. I'm looking at doing something similar in the UK, albeit not for legal sites, and I'm planning on a far more complex website that you have. If I was targeting the legal industry, I would make sure that my website is the nuts and stood out above the rest for the right reasons. You have 4 seconds to make a first impression, make it count. I noticed that you have, but there's only 4. Once I've finished my site, I'm more than happy to share it with you, but it will be a week off or so. Work is crazy busy at the moment, so I'm getting from 5 AM to 6 AM to work on it only. Are these guys your competition? Definitely optimize your image sizes on the website. Even though I have 1 GB internet speed, it took 5+ seconds to load them all. I tend to agree with you. I think the origin of the one-pager was to streamline the buying process, reduce friction for customers and cut out the noise. However, as you pointed out, it has to be found first, and you can get all the benefits of a one-page with a deeper site and not cut yourself off at the knees with SERP. Great post. This is going straight into my vocabulary. The layout and design is nice, good clear message, but then I click on Get Started and I'm taken to a consultation form. This is not great, because it comes across like I'm going to be able to browse and design the site myself from a template. Then you take me to a form whereby I'm going to have to endure a 15-minute, probably longer phone conversation. At this point, if I was a busy lawyer, I'd click off in disgust. Your message needs to be much clearer. Are you designing the site from template, or are they? I've just clicked back on your site, and I was wondering why I thought it was a web builder. I think it's because you use the words get started. This implies a kind of self-service. Also, I'd leave out the wedding DJ stuff. It's totally irrelevant. Better to approach a couple of lawyers and with terrible websites and redo them for free. Looks good. I would add a physical address at the footer. Takes too long to open your site. You can reduce size of your images. Would also check. Thanks for all the advice. I signed up my first client on Friday. New website, monthly care plan, monthly SEO services. Pretty happy with that. It only took 14 days. I would say $0 to $2,000 in 2 weeks, but I don't wanna sound like a tool. I've been improving my website as I go. I'm about 60% happy with it now. More meetings scheduled for this week. Gotta focus on the clients first. I understand why some digital agencies don't have a great website. There's only so much time in the day. Sales pay the bills. I might create a more focused thread once I feel like I've achieved more of my goals. Thanks again for the advice. Getting my ass kicked by you guys has helped a lot. Nice. Congrats on the first client. How are you marketing your site to potential prospects? Or did your first customer come through WIM or your network? Did your site help you land the client? Sent from my iPhone using TaperTalk. Just had another look at your website, saw it the first time it was done. What an improvement. You've really done a 180 there. Good to hear you've got a client on board. Excellent progress. As said, the actual version is much better. 2 additional things. If you could, after the video stops, it shows suggestions for unrelated videos, so try to remove that somehow. Second is the copyright notice on the bottom under the Contact Us form. Or some kind of a footer that would close the look of a website. At least there should be something like Copyright Legal Sites 2019. Cold emails, cold calls and networking. My first client actually came through a cold email. I researched local law firms that weren't present on the front page of relevant Google searches. They were one of them. I almost didn't email them because their website wasn't that bad, but they looked like they appreciate the value in having a good website and online marketing. I checked out their social accounts and noticed some content marketing. I shot through an email with a few specific observations, waited a few days and received a response. We had a face-to-face meeting. I shot through a proposal. They spent a few days getting other quotes. Then they asked to speak on the phone again and they signed up. I intentionally priced myself on par with my competitors, even though I'm new to the game. They told me my pricing was pretty much on par with the competition. But they chose me over the rest because I was really responsive to their emails and I expressed my commitment to build their brand. What I've learned from this experience: choose a niche. It shows that you are committed to becoming the best at your field. Be selective with who you reach out to. When you do, invest the time to be specific and add value. Show a genuine interest in their brand. 99% of people will just send spammy generic emails because they just want to make a quick buck. Be responsive and prove that you are invested in their success. This is what enabled me to charge the same as more established brands. Tip: when I got home after our first meeting, I signed them up for 2 online directories that were receiving a large amount of traffic for their keywords. I quickly told them and then got to work on creating the proposal. It took 5 minutes and showed that I was invested in their success. FYI, the proposal was just slapped together on Google Documents. No fancy graphics. Summary: do your best to show that you are invested in their success. This will set you apart from almost everyone else. When your clients do well, you do well. Oh, and push the MRR from the start. My goal is to hit $10,000 MRR by the 1st of January 2020. I'll also add, there aren't many advantages to being a noob. Perhaps one advantage is the fact that you are more likely to be invested in the success of your clients. This is because you need to prove yourself. You will also be more responsive. Brands love this. More established digital agencies can't compete with this quality. It's one of the rare advantages I've discovered from being a noob. I have been marketing this quality to all my leads. It helps me stand out. Hope that helps. Hi Brendan, congrats on your first client and good job on the website redesign. It looks a lot better now. Some issues that need to be fixed. 1. The contact tab is not working. 2. There should be an About Us page that tells more about who you are. 3. There should be links to your websites. While most visitors will not care, lawyers do notice such details, and not having them may disqualify you, especially if your job is to create websites for law firms. Progress update. Here I am at Bret Manger. It's the French version of Starbucks. Well, almost better food and coffee. Starbucks has better Wi-Fi, and it's hard to beat a Starbucks coffee frappuccino. Tried to do some work for my clients heading back to my hotel. Now need decent Wi-Fi. Feeling very content with life. 2 to 3 months ago I launched a new business. I had to pinch myself when I realized I had achieved my main objective. What's that? Location freedom. I'm serving my Aussie clients while exploring Paris. That's what it's all about. Why create a business that enslaves you? Too many people leave the 9 to 5 for the 24 or 7. I decided to use my law degree in a different way. Follow the path least traveled. It's full of surprises, and you might wake up one day in a French hotel room with a free minibar and extra towels, or maybe you'll just avoid peak hour traffic. Both options sound good to me.